Well, as pro-Trump protesters broke into the Capitol today, Montana Senator Jon Tester was in his D.C. office nearby. Now, he tells us he was preparing remarks for the upcoming debate on objections to the presidential vote. He and his staff were then taken to a safer location, but he says Congress should reconvene as soon as possible to affirm Democrat Joe Biden's victory. MTN's Mike Dennison spoke with Tester earlier this evening and files this report.
Senator Tester said the Senate had just begun to debate an objection to the vote in Arizona when the Capitol was breached by protesters.
What we witnessed today is stunning, and it's very, very sad. It makes us weaker domestically as a country, and in the eyes of our foreign adversaries, it is absolutely just cheapens this country like crazy.
Tester, a Democrat, will be voting to certify the Electoral College votes that gave Democrat Joe Biden the presidency, and had harsh words for those who promote the false notion that the election was marred by fraud.
To those of my colleagues who invited this chaos onto our country, I would just say you have inflicted grave harm on our democracy for your own political gain. And the fact is they've enabled violence to enter the front doors of our United States Capitol.
He said there's no evidence of the election being stolen or somehow manipulated, and that peaceful transfers of power have been a hallmark of American democracy.
So I think it's really important that people out there understand that some elections you win, some elections you lose. And part of what's made this country great is a peaceful transfer of power and the ability to debate one another and come up with compromises and find common ground of people who don't see the world in the same way. That's what's made this country great from the beginning.
Tester also said peaceful protest is an American tradition, but when it crosses the line into violence, it cannot be tolerated. And while the situation in Washington, D.C. remained unsettled late Wednesday, Tester said he's ready to go back to the Capitol and complete the certification of Biden's victory.
I think we need to go back in as soon as the Capitol is deemed safe, whatever hour of the day or night that is. And we need to continue the job that we started at 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. Now, Senator Steve Daines, one of 11 senators prepared to object to the Electoral College results today, was also ushered out of chambers to safety. He sent this tweet this afternoon, quote, "I condemn any kind of violence and intimidation. This is unacceptable." Now, Q2 has reached out to Daines, but he has yet to issue any further statements so far today. Well, the newest member of Montana's congressional delegation, Republican Representative Matt Rosendale, also took to social media to say he and his staff are safe. He said, quote, "I condemn political violence of any kind. There is a peaceful process to resolve this, which is what we were attempting to do." And Wyoming Senators Barrasso and Loomis also sent out statements condemning the protest. Congresswoman and House Republican Conference Chair Liz Cheney told NBC News today, quote, "We have deep political differences, but we don't resolve those by mob violence. The president's statement was completely inadequate. What he has done and what he is caused here is something that we've never seen before in our history."